So we're only a few months until we start getting news for the next 2K. We're in June, right? July, August, a couple months, not even a few months, a couple months till we start getting news from the next 2K. And I just wanted just to go over the archetype system about how 2K goes about doing this. It's pretty predictable. I mean, if you've been playing 2K for years, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. You see, 2K has a pattern what they do with things. They can never get things truly balanced. I feel like they never really had a game where all the archetypes were truly balanced since they implemented the archetype system. So that's 2K17 and up. In 2K16, you remember you just made your player from scratch. He had no set skills that he was accustomed to or just destined to have before you upgrade. You could upgrade them in any way possible. Now in 2K20, they tried to give you a little bit more freedom with the builds, but if you look deeper into it, we're still in an archetype system. All those pie charts, those are archetypes you're choosing from. That's it. You see, I remember when people said, when 2K20 was first coming out, they said, "Oh, I don't want this archetype system." Man, they said they was gonna get rid of the archetype system. They were gonna go to a more like diverse way of making your character diverse. But they got you all in a Genjutsu. They got you all in an infinite Tsukuyomi. This is nothing different than 2K17, 18, or 19. If it was truly better, wouldn't there be no best build? There will be, every build will be able to do what they do. You feel me? Now, 2K has a pattern of which they have a certain overpowered type build in the previous 2K. In the next 2K, they nerf it heavy. I'm gonna give you an example of this. Stretch Bigs. You know, Stretch Bigs was OP in 18. They tried to, they gave a little hit in 19, but it wasn't that big of a hit. In 20, they abolished it. Now, they've been doing this for years now, if you paid attention. And the build that got the least attention, they gave it a big buff. Nobody would dare use a slasher in 19. If you was a slasher in 19, you couldn't shoot. You was a liability. You couldn't do anything. Now they got a bunch of these two-way slashing playmakers, playmaking slasher, going crazy in the park. Everybody's a slashing playmaker or a two-way slashing playmaker. Two ways was non-existent in 2K19. Nobody made that. I don't even think could you make a two-way? You could. Yeah, I forgot you could. I forgot the system, but you could make two ways, but nobody did it because it wasn't as good as it is now in 2K20. Nobody really made two ways. Only people made is slash and sharp, playmaking sharps, playmaking shot creators, all those builds. And you see less and less of them this year. People are making offensive threats, no playmaking shot creator, no. You can't even make a playmaking sharpshooter now. You can't even have that name. It's all just random guards. And tell me, what can most guards do in this game? Dunk the ball. Offensive threats get Hall of Fame. Some offensive threats get Hall of Fame finishing badges. Most of them. Every guard could finish. And it wasn't like that in 19. So you got to realize what they're doing here. It's all a pattern. Let's go back to 2K17. In 2K17, what was the meta? What was the most OP guard build? I would say either playmakers or shot creators, right? Playmakers or shot creators. And shooting was OP. Every build could shoot in 17. If you remember that. In 18, they nerfed the shooting heavily. Not everybody could shoot. Unless you threw on boost and you was a stretch big. That was the beginning of the stretch big era. But everybody was going crazy about the stretch bigs. And even though 2K18 might have been probably the worst 2K in recent history, I can't lie. It was a lot of problems, but the shooting was more balanced than ever. Because you had builds like playmakers who couldn't really shoot like that. Sharpshooters could. You know, in 2K17, I was a pure playmaker or whatever you call it. And hey, I could shoot as good as a sharp. as good, and I could shoot from deep. Now I didn't do YouTube that day, so I didn't have the cameras on basically. So, but you get what I'm saying. So let's get into what's going on with 2K21. So we all just gotta look at the most OP builds from this year. And now what are they? We can honestly say it's those two-way slashing playmakers, the defensive builds. So basically the two-way builds, right? That's what every guard, every comp guard, people start using two ways. And they say it's OP, the slashing is OP. That build is OP, there's a lot of builds. And I wouldn't even be mad if they actually just nerfed that build completely and made it like a two-way. We got Paint Beast, speed boosting, 70 ball control, going crazy. Playmaking glass cleaners, you know about that. All that has to take a nerf in 2K21. They're going to nerf that heavy. All these playmaking glass cleaner builds are not going to be like this in 2K21. I guarantee it. Paint beasts are not going to be speed boosting. Playmaking, slashing, playmaker, whatever two-way slashing playmakers are going to be just what it is. A two-way build. Two ways they can score, but they're not going to be going crazy like that. Imagine, going crazy against a speed boosting build that can shoot the ball, clamp you up, and you can't stop him in the paint. That's too overpowered. 2K's not going to have this. It's going to be more of a balance. You see, 2K's going to try to have more of that balance every single year, and they always end up nerfing one build and buffing the other, and then just fucking the whole process up because they can't have that true balance. As long as 2K keeps nerfing and buffing a certain build, we're never gonna have that true balance because there's always gonna be that one overpowered build that they buffed too much or they nerfed a little bit too much, and people gonna say, yeah, this is the meta this year. Just run this build. And everybody knows this is true. I feel like centers always been OP, those inside centers. That's one thing they always have never messed up with, those inside post scorer centers. But for 2K21, I feel like shooters are going to thrive again. Slashing is going to get nerfed heavily. Not heavily to where, you're a slash, you can't do anything. But you have to be more skilled to get your stuff off in the paint. Shooters are going to thrive. Shooters are thriving this year, but it's not how it was in last 2Ks where everybody was playmaking sharpshooters. I was a guard every year, so I would know this. Everybody was a playmaking shot creator. Nobody dared to make the slashing build. Slashing playmakers could not shoot. All they could do was drive to the paint. But that all changed when they had this little meter off little function. That all changed. Everybody started shooting, going crazy now. You got your meter off, go crazy. Now, I have zero clue whether they're going to implement this little meter off thing in 2K21. They can, they won't. I don't not know. But the thing is, if you do, 2K, you have to find that balance. Because you can't have every build out here shooting just because they have their meter off. They have a 68 three-pointer. Ain't no way, even if you time it even remotely correctly every single time, just because you have that low 3-pointer, you should miss. You should miss. There ain't no way you should be able to shoot as good as me and I have a 90 plus 3-pointer. You have a 68 just because you time it right? No. You wanted to make that build. You knew you have the low 3-pointer, but you made it anyway just because you know of the no shot meter cheese. Everybody does it. 2K always had to find that balance where the good players could still be good, but the casual players could still have fun on the game. That's what they're trying to do. And they have yet to find that to where no build be overpowered. No build that have a certain advantage over others. You might be thinking, oh, he's not even telling nothing about 2K21. He's just doing his ideas, his hypothesis. But if you pay attention, you already know how it's going to be. if you pay attention to what I'm saying, you already know how it's gonna be. 2K is gonna try to find that balance to where they could please the comp players and the casual players, and it's gonna happen to where we're gonna have a certain meta again based on how this year went. So this year, you already know slashing is mostly overpowered. People make slashing builds now. Offensive threat, slashing builds. Playmaking slashers, slashing build. Scoring machine, slashing build. So what are they gonna do next year? They're gonna try to balance out the finishing in with the build so it makes sense. They either buff defense, interior defense completely. Not interior defense, but they're just gonna rebuild the whole defensive system, like they do in most 2Ks, to where the interior defense is not a problem. They're gonna do something to nerf this slashing that's going on this year, and I'm ready for it. I'm not really gonna be making a slashing build next year. I'm always gonna make a shooting dribbling build. That's really it. You know, 2K18 took a big hit in dribbling, right? They tried to take a big hit in dribbling from 2K17. 2K17 dribbling was OP. What they do with 18? They tried to nerf it. But then they didn't really nerf it because all dribblers found a new style way to dribble. 2K17 and 2K18 dribbling is totally different. They had to find a new style to do it. And you see 2K19 dribbling was pretty good. In 2K20, they always complained about it. So what they do in 2K20? They did this. They made it so it took more skill to dribble. So they're going to make it so it takes more skill to slash and get inside buckets. Shooting has always been on my side, so that's why I always have to go with the shooting build. I hope you guys know this. I hope you guys feel this, yo. Certain builds are going to be getting a buff and certain builds are going to be getting a nerf based on what happened this year. So you have to go off of that, plus the news they give you for 2K21. And more videos are going to be coming on my channel with this in this topic. I just wanted to let you know what's going on right now. So anyway, that's really all I wanted to tell y'all in this video alone, because I'm gonna have more videos about this up on my channel later in time. So to be one of the first people to know about new changes and new 2K21 news, you just gotta sub up. I'm here all day. I'm gonna be uploading go crazy. Oh man, I'm gonna be uploading. So man, just make sure y'all sub up, like, comment, do all that good stuff, man. I'm gonna see you in my next video. Peace.